WAV tech without a script or notes? Well, sort of. Hillary Clinton's email server and Hunter Biden's laptop, and why they're almost an identical meme. Because everyone knows what they're about and they're wrong. So I'll just give you a quick version. The claim that Hunter Biden's laptop has any incriminating evidence on it is based on a single person claiming to be a witness, the computer shop owner that supposedly found a hard drive or 3 hard drives or some laptops or a mixture of parts, who has gone out of his way to refuse to tell anybody what the hell he saw. Well, and then immediately a person who's not going to listen is going to say something. If you're completely decided about this video isn't for you because, number one, again, everybody knows what it's about, but they get it wrong. It's like Hillary's email server. She didn't break a law by having an email server at the time. So let's dismantle these things in sequence. We're just going to do Hunter Biden's laptop first. The claim is that it is Hunter Biden's laptop. And again, a massive stream of statements will be made by someone avoiding listening to the next few sentences. But I'm on YouTube, and all you're going to be doing is yelling at your computer or TV set and annoying your friends and neighbors, possibly next door, by screaming. A person claimed to have seen something incriminating on a hard drive or multiple hard drives. We're not going to quibble over how many. It's not relevant, because the person making that claim did not make it stable. Then this person claimed that they contacted the FBI and said, I am in possession of a bunch of hardware that I believe came from someone who is related to the President of the United States, or the soon-to-be president, or a former vice president, Joe Biden. It's Hunter Biden's laptop. Now, I don't know if you understand this, but making a claim that you have something important sounding to the FBI about a former vice president and any of his relatives, they will have to make contact. And if you say you want to turn it over to them and you want a receipt saying you gave it to them for legal reasons, they're just going to take the hardware and give you the receipt and leave. And then they will peruse it. And again, the claim, which is made vague by the person making the claim, the computer shop owner, was, I saw something bad. Doesn't matter if it's incriminating or not. I saw something bad, and he won't explain it completely. Period, full stop, he won't. So what does the FBI do? Same thing that happens when I was running a computer shop in Portland, Oregon, not on the opposite side of the country. I was under rules based on me having a pawnbroker's license because, legally speaking, it was necessary in the city of Portland, Oregon, if I was going to lay claim to or take possession of and ownership of abandoned property, I had to be doing this as a pawnbroker so I could state that I didn't create the data files, I found them, which is almost identical to what he would have had to do in that state. I can't confirm it because the rules are a little vague in the area he was in, but it's probably what he was told to do. Now, he also made a claim after he gave it to the FBI that he had copies of the information, and I'm going to say this in a very nasty way, that he copied information from hard drives that had been left at his business that looked juicy politically. That's like you leaving a laptop with me and I grab pictures of your girlfriend. Creepy. I'm not kidding. I'm going to put it that way. Okay? The reason computer shop owners, like I was, just blank a hard drive and sell it as hardware is for that reason. Mac Isaacs, running the Mac shop, or Mac store as he called it, did not do that. And he said he found something that would be illegal, either A, because he thought it was Hunter Biden's, or B, if anybody had this, it was illegal. And then he copied it, which means he's in possession of illegal content. You see where the questions start up. So he doesn't want to answer any questions. And again, if you have a politically motivated or whatever conclusion about this, you're not listening to me right now. You see why this doesn't make sense for me, from my standpoint of being a data recovery geek at one time and running a shop for a while. I ran it at the tail end that was going out of business because I was the only employee left. And legally speaking, the lawyer said, you can run the business and just take the money home. Just pay yourself the paycheck. You're the only employee. It's an LLC. It doesn't matter who runs it. So I did. But I still follow the laws because pawnbroker license. So what evidence has been presented? It's not from the FBI, because if the FBI received this, A, it contained incriminating data, or B, it didn't. Now, did it contain enough data to find out who owned it? I can tell you from personal experience, unless someone goes way out of their way to avoid leaving data behind, which the shop owner said he didn't, he found something, they found out who owned it. Now, are they required to tell anybody who it belonged to? No. If they were told, someone abandoned a hard drive at my computer shop, and here it is, do what's appropriate, the first thing they would do is say, is there anything illegal or inappropriate on it? No. Because the claim currently is nothing inappropriate or illegal on the content of the hard drive. Even the conservatives aren't saying anything illegal was on it. I mean, literally, they've said that. It's just data. Data that was publicly available. That means it doesn't have to actually be Hunter Biden's. But let's continue. What's the next thing they do? They're in possession of a set of hard drives, or a hard drive, that belongs to somebody. Find out who owns it. Ask them if they want it back. Now, are they required to tell anybody? Believe it or not, no. So, okay, where's that backup copy the computer shop owner made? Oh, we don't get that. It was given to Rudy Giuliani as an October surprise gift to Donald Trump to make Joe Biden look bad, even though absolutely, unquestionably, it doesn't contain any content that in and of itself is illegal. So this, baffled scientist or shocked computer security geek meme is bullshit. He wasn't shocked about anything because there wasn't anything shocking presented. So he forwarded basically all this data on a hard drive to a bunch of political hacks who made a claim about Hunter Biden. And since then, the information has been released and people have analyzed it, and nothing on it is illegal. Nothing on it even indicates that Hunter Biden broke a law. It's not evidence against Hunter Biden in and of itself. I mean, it could be. It could be corroborating or uncorroborating data about something if it's associated with Hunter Biden. Well, I'm sure nobody in Congress would claim that it's absolutely Hunter Biden's and use it in a show trial. Now, I want to point out something. Is there evidence that you can confirm it came from the hard drive, and only from the hard drive, that show that Joe Biden broke a law? That Hunter Biden broke a law? Now, a bunch of you are going to cut and paste something, but I mean from the database. Oh yeah, the Republican Party has failed to release the entire database because when people analyzed what little they gave out, people were able to figure out that they threw together a bunch of crap from various sources, and it's not from a single hard drive. It's also not necessarily from the drive as it was found, as some of the files only existed long after the drives were dropped off at the computer shop. So our source, our chain of evidence, has been shown to falsify evidence and be politically motivated. But what about the original hard drives? The FBI has them. Well, why won't they produce them? If you state, we want Hunter Biden's hard drives, but they found out they're not Hunter Biden's, they just belong to some schmuck who abandoned the drives, they're just going to give it back to them. Again, even the claim by the conservatives is there was no evidence on the hard drive that indicated somebody broke a law. And the computer shop owner either was bullshitting about that statement or was simply mistaken, which is easy to understand. He could have seen something weird that he didn't understand and decided it was a criminal act or something. FBI investigates it and it's like, no, it's a picture from a slasher movie or something. And again, our very reliable source, that's the only one who ever said that it was Hunter Biden. When he said also that he didn't see Hunter Biden in the room or who dropped it off. So why would he say that it's Hunter Biden? Even he said that, he decided it was upsetting, but he won't tell us what he saw. Okay, this is the problem I have with the whole story. Now, in Wikipedia, they're referring to it as Hunter Biden's laptop, and they won't change that now. They've come to a conclusion, even though the consensus that was against saying that has been decided to say it's Hunter Biden's laptop. Not based on it being Hunter Biden's laptop. No evidence is given, actually. It's based on it being constantly referred to as Hunter Biden's laptop. This is like Schrodinger's cat. The cat is not named Schrodner. The story is supposed to be about Hunter Biden, but the laptop has nothing to do with them necessarily, because again, our only claim to connect them is a person who's legally blind, who ran a computer shop, who said originally that he wasn't in the room when the laptop was dropped off, so he'd never be able to know it was Hunter Biden. Okay, that's the crux of this argument. There isn't one. But Politico, PolitiFact, newspapers, politicians, newspapers, bloggers, no one cares. Okay, now let's talk about Hillary Clinton's laptop. No, it's Hillary Clinton's server. At the time Hillary Clinton ran her own email server, it wasn't illegal for her to do so. No matter what happens, period, full stop, you're done right there. But let's ignore that because we want to have a discussion. And on top of that, when she was investigated, they cleared her. But they asked her voluntarily, would you provide us information that refers to any of these subjects? And please look for anything that might be secret to top secret, anything that we wouldn't want you to have on a server like that. Okay. And she presented information to them, and they told her what to erase and what not to erase. Oh yeah, they told her to erase some data. Why? Because the whole point, the thing that Donald Trump wanted her thrown in prison for, was her having data on the server she wasn't supposed to have. But if they told her, oh, we found some stuff, it's not actually top secret or secret, but we want you to delete it because it might need to be someday declared that way. Okay. Now, what actually happened? The second time they asked her for the data, which should not have happened, they had already told her to erase all of the data, which she assumed had been done. But that's a cover story. Now we're starting with the original claim about what Hillary did. At that moment, she contacted the shop that had her server there and asked them, did they still have the hard drive and did they wipe it? Instead of saying immediately, first thing out of your mouth should have been, if you have the hard drive, do not wipe it. That one sentence would have eliminated this problem. He would have said, no, I didn't delete it, I got lazy. Okay, hand me the hard drive right fucking now. Okay, and that would have been the end of it. And she would have gotten all the drive information all in one shot and handed it over to the U.S. government, which should have happened in the first place. People were soft-pedaling it, which is dumb. That was a failure on the part of the U.S. government. There's this other thing. It's an email server. Now, I don't know. It takes two to lie, and one to listen. It takes two to email for it to be a transmission of data. You have to have data and send it. No, I want to argue points. No, I'm the computer security geek. You're the people who are yammering in the distance. If you're claiming that her email server was illegally containing data, and again, even then it wasn't against the law. She hadn't broken the law. No matter what Donald Trump yelled about later and actually got a law passed, which is now biting him on the ass, she hadn't broken the law. The claim is that the information was being transferred through, this is the wording, transferred through her email server. If she sent the email from her desk to her email server so she could retrieve it by using it as a storage area offline, that's technically a violation, but not in the way it was written. So she hadn't broken the law even then. And that means it never got to anybody else. It's still an insecure server. I would have slapped her upside the head and torn the hard drive out myself. I don't like Hillary Clinton. But no matter how you slice it, even after they were done with this debacle, they didn't succeed in erasing anything that would have been against the rules for her to have, because if she sent an email to somebody, they received it. They looked up all of her email contacts the first time and then the second time and said, if you got any emails from Hillary Clinton, send them to us. And if she had to give up the email she had. That way they could reconstruct what was lost. That's how you do it. That's even what they've said they did. The statement from the DOJ or whatever should have been, Hillary Clinton failed to erase anything. No data was lost. Never said that. They never did the one thing that would work. Just like Hillary should have said, if you still have the hard drive, don't erase it, give it back to me, don't do anything, just unplug it and hand it to me. We don't get to the crux of the issue because that doesn't make political hay. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck.